9. Most reliable Mercedes-Benz engines ever built. 9. M276 V6, the modern-day warrior. At a time when modern turbocharged engines often trade long-term durability for performance and emissions compliance, the M276 V6 stands as a rare exception. Introduced in 2010, this 3.0 twin-turbocharged V6 was offered across a wide spectrum of Mercedes models, from sedans like the E-Class to SUVs like the GLE and even the S-Class. With horsepower ranging from 248 to 329, it balances power and refinement extremely well. More importantly, it's held up in the real world. Owners have clocked well over 200,000 miles without catastrophic failures, something rarely seen in other modern turbo engines. It's not flawless. Some owners report oil consumption or timing chain stretch at high mileage, but these issues are relatively minor and manageable if caught early. For a modern engine packed with tech, the M276 has proven to be surprisingly rugged. Mercedes engineers clearly applied lessons from the past, delivering a design that blends modern efficiency with old-school toughness. Would you trust a twin-turbo V6 to go the distance? Or is NA still king in your book? 8. M104 inline-six, the overbuilt 90s icon. The M104 inline-six, introduced in the early 90s, is a masterclass in over-engineering. Featuring dual overhead cams, 4 valves per cylinder, and sequential fuel injection, it was far ahead of its time in terms of refinement and technology. This 2.8 to 3.6L engine could be found in the W124 E-Class, the W140 S-Class, and even early AMG cars like the C36 and E36. Its smoothness and power delivery made it a favorite among enthusiasts, but its true value lies in its internal robustness. The cast iron block paired with an aluminum head was built to last, and once its few quirks, like the biodegradable wiring harness and head gasket weaknesses, are resolved, the M104 becomes nearly unstoppable. This engine routinely sees 300,000 plus miles, and its internals often remain untouched. It embodies that sweet spot in Mercedes history where tech and toughness overlapped. Built before cost-cutting became the norm, the M104 is an icon of resilience wrapped in refinement. 7. M103 inline-six, the no-nonsense tank. The M103 is what you get when you take reliability, strip away the fluff, and let German engineering do its thing. Built between the mid-1980s and early 1990s, this single overhead cam inline-six came in 2.6L and 3.0L variants and powered bulletproof classics like the W124 300E and the R129 SL. With no turbochargers, minimal sensors, and an iron block that could survive war zones, this engine was made to last. 6. M111 inline-four, the mighty mini Mercedes motor. Don't let its size fool you. The M111 inline-four is one of the toughest engines Mercedes ever made. Produced from the early 90s to mid-2000s, this engine ranged from 1.8L to 2.3L and found its way into everything from the C-Class and CLK to vans like the Vito and even commercial applications. Its strength lies in its cast iron block, relatively basic electronics, and bulletproof construction. With proper maintenance, it's not uncommon to see these engines clock 300,000 plus miles. Even the compressor is supercharged variants held up well despite the added stress. Head gasket leaks and timing chain wear can occur, but they're usually gradual and predictable, not sudden and catastrophic. The M111 may not roar, but it'll silently outlive flashier engines. 5. M113 V8, the muscle that doesn't quit now. We're talking power and longevity. The M113 V8, ranging from 4.3Ls to 5.4L in AMG form, was one of the last truly bulletproof V8s Mercedes built. From the late 1990s through the early 2000s, this engine powered everything from the S430 and E500 to AMG monsters like the E5 and SL55. It wasn't just about raw power, though with 275 to 577 horsepower on tap, it had plenty. It was about the durability of its internals. The M113 used aluminum construction with iron cylinder liners, a reliable timing chain setup, and solid lubrication. It handled stress incredibly well, even under AMG-level performance tuning. Aside from occasional oil leaks or timing chain guide replacements after high mileage, there's very little this engine can't take. Many M113s are still on the road today, pushing well past 300,000 miles, with some AMGs still pulling strong. Which other performance V8 can rack up 500,000 miles and still bark like new? Not many. 4. OM603 inline-six diesel, the long-haul legend. When you think of longevity in diesel engines, the OM603 should be near the top of the list. This 3.0L inline-six diesel-powered cars like the 124 300D and the 126 300 SDL in the late 80s and early 90s. It was a step forward in refinement over the OM617, with more power and smoother operation. Yet it retained that tank-like Mercedes diesel DNA. Known for clocking 400,000 plus miles with routine maintenance, the OM603 was engineered for longevity. A strong bottom end, reliable mechanical fuel injection, and straightforward engineering made this engine practically unkillable. One drawback? Early versions had issues with cylinder head cracking, especially in high heat regions, but later versions, with numbers 17 and up heads, resolved this flaw. If you've got one of the updated units, you're basically set for life. 3. OM606 inline-six diesel, the indestructible legend. The OM606 might just be the most universally respected diesel engine Mercedes ever made. Produced in both naturally aspirated and turbocharged forms, this 3.0L inline-six engine is beloved for its nearly indestructible internals, easy serviceability, and incredible tuning potential. It's found in the W210 E300, and it's not uncommon to see these engines reach and exceed 500,000 miles. Tuners have pushed turbo OM606s beyond 500 horsepower, and the engines still hold together. Its mechanical fuel injection pump, in earlier versions, adds to its bulletproof nature, especially in harsh environments where electronics fail. From off-road conversions to rally builds to everyday commuting, the OM606 laughs at adversity. It's been dropped into everything from G-Wagons to Land Cruisers, proof that its legacy extends far beyond the cars it originally came in. Ever seen an OM606 swapped into something wheeled out? Share it! You know we want to see! 2. OM602 inline-five diesel, the marathon runner. The OM602 is the diesel that just keeps going. This 2.5L 5-cylinder engine may not be flashy or fast, but it has something far more valuable: legendary staying power. Built to power sedans, vans, and even military vehicles, it was engineered for reliability in the harshest conditions. Its cast iron block, mechanical fuel system, and non-interference design make it a favorite among survivalists, overlanders, and anyone who hates breakdowns. It's common to find these engines running perfectly after 500,000 plus miles, with just regular oil changes and basic upkeep. Yes, it's noisy. Yes, it's slow. But when you need to cross continents or just never worry about your engine, the OM602 is a diesel soulmate. 1. OM617 inline-five diesel, the immortal machine. There's reliable, and then there's OM617. Built from the mid-1970s through the 1980s, this 3.0L 5-cylinder diesel is the gold standard of Mercedes reliability. It powered iconic cars like the 123 300D and 126 300SD, and it's been the heart of everything from taxis to tanks. The numbers don't lie. OM617s with 600,000 plus miles are not unusual. Some examples have exceeded 1 million miles. Its secret? A cast iron block, mechanical injection pump, simple electronics, and a rugged overhead cam design that shrugs off neglect. It leaks a bit, it's slow, cold starts aren't fun, but no other engine defines indestructible engineering quite like this one. It has survived wars, deserts, floods, you name it. Still rolling in an OM617-powered Benz? You're driving a piece of mechanical immortality. These engines are more than just machines. They're symbols of an era when Mercedes-Benz didn't just build cars, they built legends. Whether it's a modern turbo V6 or a cold-starting diesel from the 70s, these engines have earned their place in the history books not for speed or flair, but for lasting longer than anything else on the road. Which engine would you choose for a 500,000-mile journey? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.